And please subscribe, please like, please share. And this video is all about program design, or designing a fitness program. Now, I believe in less is more, and I believe in spending less time on a program than more time on a program. And what I mean by that is because the average client that you will train as a personal trainer will only see you 1 to 2 times a week. How the hell can you get them physically strong, physically fast, and get them out of pain if they're only seeing you 1 to 2 times a week? It's very hard. And I see many trainers put so much into their training programs. There's one of mine. Put hours and hours into the training program, don't even charge for the program, give it to the client for free so they don't even respect it, and then expect to get awesome results. Okay? So one of my subscribers asked me to give an example of different training programs. Now, that's quite hard to do because mine is very individualized for that person. So if that person has got knee pain, they may not get full squats in their program, they may have hip extension. If they've got lower back pain, I may not give them deadlifts, I may give them lateral ball roll instead. So it depends on the case history of that client, of what I will give them and what I see when I'm working them out. So let's say I've written them a program like this and they're staying on the program for 4 to 8 weeks and they miss 5 sessions. They'll stay on that program until they've completed it fully. Because there's no point keep doing programs for program's sake. You want to see success in the program and you want to see that client improve. And if they improve and they get good success, then you know what you're doing is working. So I know that it takes about 3 to 6 weeks for a client to master lateral ball roll. And then I progress it and make it harder. So I'll change it slightly, okay? But it all depends on how consistent that client is. We all know for hypertrophy it's 8 to 12 repetitions. We all know for strength and power it's from 1 to 6 repetitions. We all know for endurance it's 15 to 20 repetitions. Okay? So it depends on what that client wants. And if you look at the Charles Poliquin system, you would be giving them high explosive exercises for their hamstrings and not so explosive exercises for maybe their obliques or their chest. And you've got to look at their work environment as well. What do they do for a living? If they're sitting at a desk at the tippy-tappy all day long, do you really want to give them high explosive box jumps? Do you want to give somebody with, like I was chatting to a friend yesterday or the day before, high explosive box jumps if they've got knee issues? Of course you don't. But many trainers, because they're only in the industry for a year to 6 months or 3 months on average, they won't understand this, where you shouldn't be doing box jumps if you quad dominant, say. You shouldn't be doing box jumps if you've got a glute med that's not firing. But unfortunately in the courses, they're not shown how to do all this when you do NASM, Premier or YMCA. In the YMCA we got taught how to stretch and do certain assessments but not individual muscles. You have to do other courses to learn that type of stuff. The same with the program design with the YMCA was absolutely crap, but the one I did with the Chek Institute, Advanced Program Design and Program Design, was really, really good. But again, it's about the client that you attract or the client that you're working with is what you're going to give that client in their program. So if you've got a recreational cyclist, would you give them extreme high pulls? Maybe not. If you've got an ice skater, would you give them lots of stuff where they're standing and not trying to balance? I would give them lots of balance work, depending on when they're doing their ice skating in between seeing each other. So if they were doing skating ice skating on the night that I'm seeing them, I wouldn't give them any balance work because that would be enough what they're doing. Does that make sense? So the body needs rest, repair and recovery. And it's not just about the program design. It's about what that client is doing that week, that day, that month. So if your client is not consistent and regular, I wouldn't even put 100% into the program because there's no point. They're wasting your time and wasting their time. So it's really important for you to instill in your clients, like I do, I want to see you a minimum of 3 times a week, knowing that they're only going to come twice. And knowing that there's going to be excuses. Oh, I've got an office meeting. Oh, I've got to pick up the kids. Oh, I've got to do this. Any excuse comes in for them not to do that workout program. So I believe it's really important for you to document what you're doing. Or if you're like me, very good at visual working with clients, remember what they can't do, what they can do. So I've had clients that can't balance on their knees on the Swiss ball. Within 6 weeks, they're doing it and they're going around in opposite circles on top of the Swiss ball. Because I've taken them through flexibility, stability, strength, speed, power. And like I explained to all my clients, you won't get speed and power until you've been with me a good, 4 months, 6 months, because that's how long it takes the body to adapt and change, especially if they're injured or they've got high physiological load of pain or they're overweight. So I wouldn't give a client a kettlebell swing that was fat. I would give them Tai Chi, breathing exercises because their parasympathetic and sympathetic sides of the nervous system are out of whack, and I want to get them into whack so they start losing weight without having to diet and without being overtrained and going, oh, I'm really sore, oh, I'm really sore, oh, I'm really sore, and I'm not liking this and I think I'm going to give up. So this is the fundamental key that many trainers will miss, is that they think that if they see an overweight person that they need 27 exercises in their program. They need much less than that. And I've worked with, clients with chronic obesity, clients with, who are 2 stone overweight, and just give them these slow rhythmic exercises. Oh, Scott, I'm feeling stronger. Scott, I'm never sore the next day. Is that a good thing? Should I be sore? Should I not be sore? Well, are you feeling better? Do you feel more energized? When you first started with me, you were struggling with 2 press-ups. Now you can do 10. 6 weeks on, now you can do 20. Okay? So it's all about, reading the client is more important than program design, in my opinion. Program design needs to be there, and you need to be adapting the program every 4, 6 or 8 weeks, depending on how consistent and regular your client is and what their training age is. So if their training age is 0, then whatever you give them is going to really make them feel exercise. But do you want them, if they're an older person, say they're in their 60s or 70s, and you're making them sore every day so they can't get up off the toilet, are you going to keep that client? I don't think so. But if you've given that client a training program where they feel energized, they feel a bit looser, they don't feel as tight in the morning, and they're not sore until you build rapport and you build a base conditioning with them and explain to them the phases that you're going to take them through, they'll be like, wow, this guy's amazing. I'm not sore, I'm losing weight, I'm not having to scream, I've not got blood coming out of my ears or out of my pores, I feel energized, I feel more positive, I feel more aligned. If you get all that at the end of your session and your client is going, that was a good session, I really enjoyed it, then you've done your job. And that's something I always ask at the end of the session. How was the session? Did you enjoy it? Is there something you don't like? Is there something we need to change? And we all have clients who go, I hate that exercise, or I don't want to do that exercise. And I just disguise it in another way. They don't want to do chin-ups, I get them to do half chins. They don't want to do squats, I get them to bend down and pick the dumbbell off the floor 20 times. They're squatting. It's a natural movement pattern that they need to do. So I don't use real box jumps. I might use the sleds occasionally with my clients that have been with me, 16, 17 years, and they just want to be really trained hard because they've had a stressful day. Really find out, what is going on for your client that day as well. If they've had a really stressful day, they may want you to beast them and giving them a hard session, like doing some boxercise to release the stress and anxiety from the day. Or they might just want to chill out, relax, and do some yoga type stuff. So program design is important. Your rep sets, loads, and tempos is important, definitely. But it's only when the client or you are consistent and regular, not quitting, and always doing your exercise. And training age is probably the most important thing to find out. How long have they been training? How long have they been deconditioned for? Knowing that you're going to improve them by 100% in the first couple of months if they stick to the program. And the biggest problem for personal trainers, physiotherapists and coaches is that the consistency and how long that client is going to be regular with you. Now, if the clients were all regular and consistent, none of us would be looking for clients, none of us would be advertising, we'd all have a fully booked diary. But it just doesn't work like that in reality. So really important, document everything. Document the stretches, document the reps, sets, loads and tempos, and document in your mind or on paper how you see that client change. So you could wow the client with a program and go, this is a program, and I'm going to see you I'm going to see you every week, and we're going to mark everything down. But when they miss 10 sessions or they miss 3 sessions and you've put all that energy into them, then you start thinking, well, what is the point? So I started thinking that because clients would sign up, they'd do the 3 months, then they'd give up, and I'd trying to find out why. Oh, it's money, it's moving away, or some excuse. So I decided to taper off what I was doing and give them less. And then as I see them be more consistent, more regular, and as I see them not missing so many sessions, then I'd put a lot more into them. Then I would give them a lot more of my knowledge, knowing that they're going to really improve to the next level. So you don't want to give it all in one hit, and you don't want to give them the least amount of stuff so they never see you again. But if you get to the stage where, my clients can't do hip extensions to start off with properly, 6 weeks down the line they can do it perfectly. Lateral ball roll they can't do perfectly, but they can in 6 weeks. Horse stance they can't do, or a cable push, or a cable pull, or a bicep curl, or a chest press. So remember, repetition is the key in which to keeping fit, in shape and strong. I'm 50 years old, I'm still training 4 days a week. If I'm not doing Tai Chi, I'm doing weightlifting. If I'm not doing weightlifting, I'm doing body balancing work on the Swiss ball. So I'm always constantly changing what I'm doing so my body keeps improving and doesn't stay stagnant. The same as getting a program every 4 to 6 weeks. And the next thing is that you must charge for your program. If you're designing a program and not being paid for your time for doing that program, are you really going to put as much energy or effort into that? And is that client going to value what you've done for them? So if you design them a program and it's been an hour of your time and they're not paying you for the hour of your time, then they're not going to respect anything that you give them. Whereas if they're paid 50, 150 to 200 pounds for your program, and 100% is going to make a massive improvement in their health and well-being, then they should pay for it. It shouldn't be free. And remember, it's another avenue for you to make revenue for your business. So you're not on 15 grand a year, you're on 200 grand a year. Okay, and if your programs are really good, the design and how you implement them with your client, then your client will always come back for more. And if your client is committed to exercise, they'll take it in the gym. And when they take it in the gym, I've got another folder that this goes in. They'll see your logo, they'll see other trainers or other prospective clients will see your documentation and go, oh, I'm going to give him a ring. Don't even get a train. Don't even get a training program off my trainer. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long-winded. Please subscribe, please like, please share, and there'll be another video going up tomorrow. Thank you.